Most missing persons cases begin with the last person who saw them. A friend, a neighbor, maybe a stranger on a surveillance camera. But in 2006, a 27-year-old med student named Brian Schaefer walked into a crowded bar in Columbus, Ohio, and was never seen again. The cameras caught him going in. There was only one way out. But somehow, he never came back out. There were no blind spots, no glitches, no logical escape route. It was as if the bar swallowed him whole. Brian Schaefer was the kind of person you didn't forget. Tall, athletic, friendly. He had big plans, wanted to become a doctor. He played guitar, loved Pearl Jam, was close with his younger brother, Derek. But in March of 2006, Brian's world was falling apart. Just 3 weeks earlier, his mother had died suddenly of a rare blood disorder. It left him numb, but he tried to stay focused. Final exams were coming. Spring break was just days away. He and his girlfriend Alexis had plans to fly to Miami for a much-needed escape. On Friday, March 31st, Brian decided to blow off steam. He met up with his friend Clint Florence to bar hop near the Ohio State campus. They started early, had a few shots. By 1:15 a.m., they ended up at a bar called the Ugly Tuna Saloona, tucked away on the second floor of a building along High Street. Surveillance footage shows Brian at the base of the escalator, smiling and waving at the camera as he ascended into the bar. That was the last time anyone saw him. Inside, Brian seemed fine. He had a drink, talked to a couple of people. At one point, he told Clint and another friend that he was going to say hi to the band. That was around 1:55 a.m. When the bar closed at 2 a.m., the crowd filtered out. Clint and the friend looked around but couldn't find Brian. They figured he'd gone outside to get some air, or maybe even walked home. So they left. But the next morning, Brian was nowhere to be found. His phone went straight to voicemail. He didn't show up for his flight with Alexis. He didn't call his dad, or his brother. And he didn't return home. That's when everyone realized something was wrong. The Columbus police began reviewing surveillance footage from the bar. There was one public entrance, a well-lit escalator monitored by cameras. Brian is seen clearly on that footage walking in. But not once is he seen leaving. Not down the escalator, not through the stairwell, nowhere. Officers checked every camera angle, every frame of footage. There were a few blind spots inside the bar, near a service exit under renovation. Maybe they thought he stumbled out that way. But that exit led to a construction zone with locked doors and no lighting. Extremely dangerous. Nothing to indicate he went there. And even if he did, he would have had to pass multiple other cameras. He didn't appear on any of them. Rumors began swirling. Had Brian staged his own disappearance? Was he overwhelmed by grief after his mother's death? Was he planning to start over in a new city? But Brian had left behind everything. His car, his apartment, his passport. He had no history of depression, no evidence of a plan. Then, the theories got darker. Did someone inside the bar hurt him? Could a staff member or stranger have led him into a hidden area? Could his body have been hidden in the bar, then moved after hours? Police searched nearby dumpsters, sewer drains, the building's maintenance rooms. They found nothing. For months, Brian's phone remained silent. Then one night, it rang. If you're hooked so far, hit subscribe, because the next story might be even darker than this one. Now, back to the case. His girlfriend, Alexis, was the one calling, just like she had every day since he vanished. And for the first time, it didn't go to voicemail. It rang. She screamed, she begged whoever picked up to speak, but no one answered. The call was traced. It pinged off a cell tower in Hilliard, Ohio, 14 miles from where Brian disappeared. Investigators followed up. Nothing came of it. No phone, no lead, just another brick wall. Police interviewed everyone who saw Brian that night. All were cooperative, except one. Clint Florence, Brian's friend and drinking buddy that night, lawyered up almost immediately. He refused to take a polygraph, refused to give a second interview. His reason? His attorney said Clint had nothing to hide, but didn't want to be made into a scapegoat. That silence has made people suspicious for years. Even Brian's father publicly called out Clint, begging him to talk. He never did, and Clint has remained silent ever since. Brian Schaefer was 27 years old when he vanished. He had no known enemies, no debts, no criminal past. Today, his case remains open and unsolved. In nearly 2 decades, not one credible sighting has surfaced. No evidence, no body, no good explanation. Just a man who walked into a bar and was never seen again. And if you believe the footage, he never left.
Thanks for watching Short Crime Stories. New crimes drop weekly. Subscribe to never miss a case.